That's something I think the influencers get carried away with.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean,
they get and I know they get sponsorships from caravan companies. Have a look at what's seen with people who are, sponsored by Zone.
Yeah.
They've been given a caravan. The company folds, and all of a sudden now they don't have a caravan anymore.
Yeah, we've been watching people that we haven't normally watched. That I watched a video. Yeah. It was quite emotional watching it.
And so we see these influencers with these fancy vans that cost a couple of $100,000.
Yeah.
And they promote these vans, and we think, oh, we need to get a van like that because
it looks amazing.
Has all these
beautiful.
Things. It's like a home on wheels, and these people never bought that van. They were given the van by the company,
and then they get a wage to promote it
if they're lucky.
A new place, a new home. For a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good. Best I've ever.
We're here in the studio, not in the caravan.
No.
Nothing untoward about that. Just that we're at home.
That's right.
Getting ready to go away for our next trip. So we thought that we would take the opportunity to record a couple of little podcasts.
Yes, it's just different. It feels weird being in here because we do this for our other channel, doing podcasts and doing things. And it's kind of weird because it's a different context. Same people, but different context. So it's weird being in the studio chatting to you guys at the moment. But
a little bit more toned down.
The weather's been a bit wild, so we're not outside.
It's been a bit wild.
And super wet, muddy. So...
Yes.
So here we are in the studio. You guys get to see a little bit of the other side of us, I guess.
Because one of the things about our new house is that we're actually surrounded by mud.
Mud.
Yeah.
Well, when you get quoted $75,000 for a landscaping for dirt and grass and a bit of gravel, nature's going to take its course and we're getting grass gradually.
Yeah. So we're on a beautiful property here. It's just over 1 hectare. We've got a beautiful dam. And our little caravan sort of sits up there near our house.
We've changed the locations a few times, though.
I like it where it is at the moment, though.
I like it because we can wake up in the morning and open the blinds and we get to look at our little snowy out there. So.
And we're taking it away again next week.
We are.
Yeah.
We've had a week's holiday, then we've had a home break, then we've had another week's holiday, then we've had another home break, then we're going away again, and this is our big trip because it's 10 days. It could possibly be longer. We haven't decided when we're going to leave yet, but...
That's true.
It could be like a 14, 15, 16-day trek if we leave a bit earlier.
Well, that'd be good. We should do that.
We've got stuff to do here first.
Yeah, we do.
Because when we get back from this holiday, Tim goes back to work literally the day or 2 days after we get home.
It depends when we get home, I guess.
Yeah. Well, my birthday's coming up soon. So I want to go and be doing something nice coming home for my birthday. I can see us travelling in the car for probably 7 hours like we used to. I don't really want to do that for my birthday again, but we'll see.
We once spent your birthday... We spent your birthday in a multitude of different places.
I know.
Yeah. I remember we were in South Australia. I think we're in... I think it was just outside of Port Augusta.
Gibbon?
No, I remember we were about to head north. Actually, no, I think it was Port Gibbon.
I think it was Port Gibbon. On this little free camp.
It was. I think you're right.
With the sand dunes and stuff.
Yes, we've had many special occasions in the van, but that's not what we're talking about today.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked again. The reason for that is we actually went looking for some old footage for some stuff we're going to be doing, for future videos, and we got absolutely nothing done because we just sat there watching old videos from our travels and getting all emotional and going, oh, we miss it so much. We miss it so much.
We have a plethora of raw video.
Yes,
and I'm
so
sure
much footage you guys we never shared with you guys. It's crazy how much
I'm sure there's another drive somewhere, but I just don't know where it is.
There is. You had 2 drives. Yeah. So we've been going through all our old footage and just reliving what we did, and it's just, we love having it.
I don't know where our raw footage is of Tasmania. It's around somewhere, but I don't really know where it is. But
we'll find it.
Anyway.
Yes.
2025.
What a
done
year.
and dusted. Highlights, go.
The house finally being finished. That was a highlight. But probably the biggest highlight was getting another little caravan.
That was my highlight. That's funny. We just spent so much money on a house, but the biggest highlight was getting the new caravan.
I know, but it was a different because I think that the caravan scenario was such an enjoyable experience. Building the house was so prolonged and exhausting, and it was a lot. Building a house is a lot different to going and purchasing a really cool van that gets to take you away. And the thing was, because we kept, even when we had done that, you know, we're looking at the whole, how much we could borrow, how much we could get, we were still looking at secondhand vans. We were looking at things in South Australia, things up top of Queensland. Tasmania even. I would have just loved to have done that just for the trip. But we looked, and we still hadn't decided on a brand new van yet, because I still was thinking the house stuff that needs to get done, because it's very expensive to get excavators or do anything out here. It's very expensive. So I'm thinking we could use some of the money we borrowed for that. Anyway, we just kept going back and forth. And then every time we're looking at secondhand vans, they kept going. It went from like 15 to 20, around that 26, 27. Then it went to 32. And then we're looking at 47, nearly $50,000 vans secondhand. And I think we just decided, this is stupid. Let's just spend another 10 or 12,000. Let's get a brand new van, because it comes with warranty. Everything's new. It can be ours again, and we know this will be our forever van for a while. So that was the plan. That's what we decided. And then we're like, let's go and check out the Caravan show. Actually, no, it was before we were going to go to the Caravan show just for fun. But then I think you started doing research online.
Well, I started looking at the Jayco cross tracks. We knew he wanted the smaller van.
Yeah, and to me, it wasn't enough room.
Well, it's the same room as what we have at the moment.
No, but the way it's set up is different.
Yeah, well.
It might be the same amount of room, but the way it's allocated is different.
And then looked at the price of that. Oh, gosh. And then we said, well, I started Googling hybrid caravans.
Yeah.
We found the Snowy River hybrid caravan. Oh, this looks interesting. And Justine was a bit, I don't know, until she realised that it had a full ensuite bathroom.
Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure, because we'd heard some, stories, but I just think, in my mind, with the van that we bought, we spent stupid amounts of money and we got a van that was so many things wrong with it. So I thought, you know what? It's everybody's different individual experience. This company could be really good, and they've come a long way, just back in the day with cars. Some cars had bad names, but now look where they are today. So it's like, I put my head there and thought, okay, let's go and have a look.
So I rang Snow River Brisbane, and they actually had one in stock, but they're in the south of Brisbane, and we're at the north of the sunny coast, so it was a long way for us to go to get there.
Yeah.
But he was going to hold it for us to go and have a look at it on the Monday, but we went to the Caravan show on the Saturday.
Yeah, which you guys know because you saw that video.
You saw that video. That was awesome.
Yeah. And that was a good day, but exhausting.
And they had a Snowy River stall there. There was a couple of hybrid vans that we really liked, like the Easy Trail and
the Mars.
And I think if we hadn't had Snow River van in the back of our mind, we probably would have bought one of those. But we really wanted to see the van so we could compare it, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm a visual and needed to physically walk in and feel the space and feel, okay, can we work? Because, also thinking of the dogs, it's not just the two of us in a van. We needed to think for us and Riley being a teenager now and the two dogs and then our gear. So it was like we'd planned it. We did a lot of research, as you guys know. We've done it all. But this is how the van came about. So when we ended up going down there and walked in, it was just like I saw that bathroom and I'm like, this is it. Separate toilet, separate shower, having the vanity there with, space to put things on. Yeah, and it was... And even now, being away these last, separate weeks, I don't know, it's ticked so many boxes. Like, there's some warranty work, but every van has warranty work. And, we got warranty work done on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, who would have thought we'd be travelling down to get our van, stuff fixed on our van on Christmas Eve? And they were done in 4 hours, and we're back again, picking it up and heading back home.
I don't think you'll ever buy a new van that would not need warranty work. This is our, 7th van or something?
Yeah.
And every single van has needed warranty work.
But this is also the first range of these hybrids, isn't it?
Yep.
So there's going to be those...
There are some little idiosyncrasies that need to be sorted out.
But it's good to be a part of that.
Yeah,
I like to be a part of that because it's nice because you can see where they are today and then you'll see where they're going. So It's exciting.
Yeah, and it's a great little van, and it tows really well behind our car.
You don't even know that it's behind the car.
Justin has to keep telling me to stop speeding.
I did a couple of times. I'm like, babe, you're going too fast.
Yeah, when we had the Ram and the Sunseeker, it was a much heavier rig, and
it towed well.
Even though the Ram was
a
massive car.
Yeah, but you could still feel the van. You knew the van was behind you. Whereas with this, I feel like, I don't know, it's different. I haven't towed yet, but...
Our whole rig is probably about a tonne lighter, which is a significant amount. Well, probably a bit more than that. Probably about 1,200 kilos lighter, I'd say. So, and that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
And the fuel consumption is so much better.
So much.
So we were getting 26 litres for every 100 kilometres with the Ram.
Yeah.
26. Down in Tassie, it was close to 30.
Yeah, that's
because
crazy.
the roads were really hilly and turny. And
it'd be good to go back there.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
You never know.
If only we were there this year, I would have got my dream white Christmas.
I know, right?
We were almost there. We just missed out.
I know. Christmas.
Such a bummer.
Christmas in December in Tasmania. Crazy.
We were going to, we had looked and tried to get on a boat this year. But anyway.
We want to go back there because we feel, even though we spent 5 months there, it was really disturbed by what happened to the Ram.
Yeah, and just be the end of our travels, I think. So we want to go back and finish.
We were so conscious of not putting the Ram into a situation where we could get stuck.
Yeah.
So we didn't really do a lot of the travels that we really wanted to do because we were conscious of what the repairer said about the state of the car, and we shouldn't really be towing and all that sort of stuff. So even though we spent 5 months there, the last couple of months we probably pulled back a bit to what we wanted to do because we
just couldn't with the vehicle.
Yeah, and we knew we had to get the Ram all the way back to Queensland from Tasmania.
So we had to take it easy. So we definitely want to go back to Tassie and sort of wrap up where we wanted, sort of take off where we left and then wrap it up how we wanted to.
There's so many things that there are so many things that we really wanted to do that we never did.
Yeah.
We didn't really explore the centre of Tassie, which is a shame, and that was something I desperately wanted to do. So,
and you know what was funny? We were talking about this when we were just up at Rainbow Beach, because some people pulled up next to us and we got chatting, and they're from Tasmania, in an area that, in the area that we really love. So it was quite funny because I'm thinking, okay, this is a sign we really need to book our Spirit of Tassie for next Christmas to head down there, I reckon, next year, which is almost here.
I reckon, we need to start considering that, how we're going to manage that one.
Yeah.
Who knows? Look, we've got lots planned for next year.
We have got lots planned, but I mean, this was originally just supposed to be our chatting about the year of 2025, but that's really been our highlights, is the house and the caravan. Everything else has just been work and school and life.
I think with the rig that we have, we're going to be able to do a lot of weekends away, and
that was the plan, to get it, to have that break.
Because it is a very easy van to get into spaces. Justine looks at me reversing the Ram, and she said, reversing the van, and she says, "That was really good, babe." We don't have anywhere near the amount of arguments that we used to.
I think the very first reverse into the caravan park was a little bit...
When
we went to Agnes Waters.
Oh, yeah, but that was
because we hadn't actually reversed a van into a caravan park.
That was like trying to reverse the van into a shoebox.
I know, because since we'd sold the caravan, the car, we actually hadn't been anywhere, and, we'd be a little bit out of key with, I'm like, what did we used to do? Like, how did we do this? Was I on my phone? Was I yelling at you? Were we walkie-talkie?
Oh, you're always yelling at me.
Anyway, and he's got a reversing camera now. I don't even know if you used it, did you? For that, because
I think I did.
He joked and said he's just gonna let me yell and talk, and he's just gonna ignore me and just use the camera. You, babe. But it was the most awkward little. It wasn't just like a straight line. It was on the curve of the road, and you had two sides awkwardly on you, and you were diagonal. It was the most awkward spot to get into. Reversing like a new rig, even though if it's small, it's still also only got the one with the one axle on it, one wheel. So it's like it turns very differently. So I'm directing him as if he's directing with the Ram and the Sunseeker, whereas it's like, hang on, he just like it's so much smaller and it's so little. And
it's a lot more touchy. It's a lot more touchy than the Sunseeker.
So it's that learning how to direct reversing.
Well, I remember. Well, I think our rig is about 8 meters, and that's with the car, I think. Anyway, we're about 1.5 meters shorter Actually, but about
It'd be
2
more
metres
than that,
shorter.
yeah, for sure.
Than the Ram and the Sunseeker. So that makes a big difference.
And I'm going to give it a go. I will have a bit of a tow. I think, I don't know. It was a bit coming home. I was going to I was thinking about towing back from Rainbow, or even the other day I said I should have probably towed from down the coast up, because it's highway, it's quite a straight, easy road, and I could take my time. I probably should have done that as a practice, but anyway, I definitely am going to give it a go, but not yet. Maybe in 12 months.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, you love towing. I don't really enjoy towing. I like to just sit there.
You said that you want to practice in the backyard. I don't really know how you're going to practice in the backyard.
We've got quite a big block.
Yeah, but it's a bit different towing the van on the block than.
But it's just getting that feel. I'm just going to practice reversing in between the trees, and it's fun. I've only towed once. I towed the all-terrain when we were first out, and I towed it for an hour and a half, I think, to a certain stop, and my hands were white. The steering wheel almost had...
You towed it to the Gympie Muster once.
Oh yeah, but that was the expander, so it was a smaller van. And I hated it. My brother was going off because I was only doing 80 kilometres on the highway, and I was so nervous. But it was a big deal towing that for the first time. But the all-terrain was a lot bigger. It was a bigger rig, but I didn't love it. I'll do it. I know I can. I did it more that I needed to know if I could do it, and I can. So it's not a problem. It's just I get nervous.
So where have we been in the new van? We've been to
Kenilworth.
That
was our little shakedown weekend.
That was our first weekend. That was really cool.
In that sweltering heat, but it was really nice.
It was really good.
Agnes Waters and Rainbow Beach.
And we've got the next trip coming up.
Yep. So.
But we do have lots planned for 2026.
We do. We've got lots of things in the works for 2026, and we're just waiting on we're just finalising a few things, and that will be finalised in January. And no, we're not hitting the road full time again, as much as we would love to. Don't get your hopes up there. We genuinely cannot get on the road full time just yet.
Well, we even if we could, we probably wouldn't, because Riley's at school.
Yeah, because Riley's really settled in at school. He's getting some really good mates there, and I wouldn't feel like it would be the right thing to do to pull him out of school right now.
No.
Even though he says he misses it and he loves it, I think he's really settled to that socialising with his friends. So and definitely not going to be doing any massive trips next year in regards to full-time travel, but we'll be doing lots of trips. Yeah,
I think you guys are going to be really, really interested to see what we're going to do. I think one of the reasons why we took 2 years to start doing videos again is that we wanted to really try and work out how we were going to do this. And we found it very difficult because we were so used to doing things a certain way.
Yeah, so it does make it, it is tough trying to figure it out.
And it's always evolving and always changing, but we've found some people who I think are really going to help us. We're going to be doing some great interviews with people who are on the road or may have been on the road in the past. We want to talk to them about their travels, and we know that there's still what we've seen of Australia is nothing.
Scratch of a scratch.
So we desperately want to see more of Australia, but it's going to be a matter of, okay, how are we going to do that? Keep Riley at school, keep the income coming in. And this is something I think that all of you have to struggle with. I mean, only a very small portion of people can travel full time. Yeah. Because it's very, very expensive. I mean, one day we'll do a video about the true costs of travel.
Of how of
travelling full time,
and because for us and the mistakes that we made, like the big mistakes, there'll be a time where we'll really open up and let you guys into our life, our private life a little bit more, just to share that story. I just don't think now's the time, but when that time comes, we'll definitely let people know.
I remember as a kid, owning a caravan was the holiday that people had when they didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, that's how I grew up.
It was the
Caravan.
Totally changed now.
Totally
because
different.
Now owning a caravan and planning a caravan holiday is very expensive. I mean, there's a caravan park here on the sunny coast that charges $190 a night for a peak site in the middle of in summer.
For a caravan,
$190. That's a lot of money. If you're there for
that's more than some hotels. You can get a hotel room around for $150, $160.
Yeah, and
you're paying for a piece of grass.
Yeah, Well,
$190.
Maybe not the sunny coast. You probably struggle to find that for a night in the sunny coast, $160 a night. But I mean, seriously, $190 a night for 7 days. That's like $1,500, a bit under $1,500 for 10 days.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Well, actually, for 10 days, it's $1,900.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. That's just for the accommodation, and then you got to factor in all your travel and the cost of fuel. It is very expensive.
But it also takes away, we feel like sometimes it takes away now from, like that is what you're saying. It used to be the poor man's holiday. When I was growing up, that's what they used to call it, the poor man's holiday. And I loved it growing up. I thought, it was great going up to the caravan parks. I thought it was awesome. I loved it. It's how I grew up. But everyone did have just their little vans, their little annexes, and it was just the way of life. That's what we could afford to do, and that's what we did. But now it's gone, I think, extreme. And, you have got so many different caravan companies out there now, but the cost of the build of the caravan is so extreme. It is so out of reach for so many families. I mean, people are struggling to even make ends meet with rent, and getting the school fees done, doing the food shopping and paying for a car and rego, and like being able to just go outside and jump into your little van and go away and have a really awesome holiday where you can go and stay for $30, $40 a night and have a full week with your kids and actually being able to afford to go and do some experiences or eat out a little bit. It used to be such a huge deal for my family when we went away. We felt we were staying in the Ritz. We loved it. But people can't do that now. And I think that's where we really need to show people you don't need that to have the same experience. You can have any kind of, I don't even know what you've got. I mean, obviously, we don't want to do tents and things, but we get it. We understand why people do just have tents, or they just have their little camper trailers that are 20 years old. And you know what? They are having the best time of their life. Like, honestly, you don't need the big rig. We know buying and upgrading during our travels was the biggest financial mistake of our life. And we look back at our original rig and we miss it. Like, I genuinely miss it. We're looking at all this, like we're saying, we've been reliving a lot of the videos, and it's hard not to sort of hurt a little bit knowing what we had was awesome. Why did we do that? Why do we make a stupid mistake? We were good, we were loving it. And yeah, it was a silly mistake.
I think, we'll talk about that in one of the next videos, but I think we had a really good rig, and it did have some issues. The Caravan was getting a bit older. It wasn't perfect, but in saying that, and the car was getting older, but I think that was one of the mistakes we made. But
I think my point with that is you don't need it.
No, you don't.
You don't need the big rig. You don't need to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars.
That's something I think the influencers get carried away with.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean,
they get and I know they get sponsorships from caravan companies. Have a look at what's seen with people who are, sponsored by Zone.
Yeah,
they've been given a caravan. The company folds, and all of a sudden now they don't have a caravan anymore.
Yeah, we've been watching people that we haven't normally watched. That I watched a video. It was quite emotional watching it.
And so we see these influencers with these fancy vans that cost a couple of $100,000.
Yeah.
And they promote these vans, and we think, we need to get a van like that because
it looks amazing. It has
all these things. It's like a home on wheels, and yet these people never bought that van. They were given the van by the company,
and then they get a wage to promote it.
If they're lucky,
yeah, which is great, but unfortunately it doesn't always work out to be the best thing in the world.
No.
But again, it's just more the cost. It's not a necessity. If you've got the money, great, do it, and that's what you want, totally fine. But I feel like we do speak to people here and there, and they say, I wish we could afford it, but we've only got this. And it's like, do you know what? But are you still having the same experience? Do you still have money? Are you still loving life? Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. You don't need it, especially when you're not traveling full time. People who are travelling full-time, I can kind of understand why they want to get the bigger rigs because it's way more space, much more storage because it's your house. Awesome. And I think that's why we upgraded, because we didn't have our house. That was it. And we had made a commitment to keep travelling and to have that luxury. I see it as a luxury.
We made the commitment, but that commitment only lasted a year.
That's because we had stuff
or a year and a half,
unfortunately.
But, that was a mistake because we sold the house, so the value of the house that we could have had was going up. We weren't getting that gain. We bought a caravan that was depreciating.
Yeah.
So we were getting hit on two fronts.
We just made stupid mistakes.
Whereas what we could have done, we could have just kept our old rig.
Yeah.
Could have kept our house.
Yeah.
We'd already owned the old rig.
Yeah. So in hindsight, we could have been well and truly ahead. And we didn't have sponsorship. We didn't have affiliation. We didn't do anything. That whole time that we were travelling, we were offered, we denied it, we didn't want it because we just wanted that time for us to experience life together and do all those amazing things. Yes, we got products sent to us. Yes, we did some reviews on them. Again, we didn't get paid for any of that, and we are proud of that because of the channel we built without any of that.
Yeah.
Hey, when that time comes again, we'll probably say yes and it will be great. But we're proud of ourselves for what we did.
But in saying that, we'll never make the mistake of what other influencers have done where they've been given stuff. Like, can you imagine if we had been given a zone and we were on the road and all of a sudden now we don't have that van? Like, the whole life's... It's like my whole life was that caravan.
But again, you can't...
It's tough.
It's tough.
But these sort of things will happen.
It is tough. And I mean, watching that video the other day of these young couple, you guys would probably know them. And I was getting emotional for them because it was so raw and so real. And I felt for them because when we had the tree come down on the car, that instant sick feeling when we hadn't even seen what had happened when the neighbours said, "Oh, trees come down," I instantly thought, oh my gosh, we've got no home anymore. What are we going to do? That was before I realised it was actually on the car. But even so, it's kind of, that's part of your house, you know, and it's a huge thing to take on. If you don't, you got to think about everything, I think, when you're travelling or when you're going to, financially, if you're going to buy something, look at every single avenue before you do it. Because, you know, people just, you say, look at the worst case scenario, but like, look at the worst case scenario. Yeah. Don't just think and go, oh yeah, I'll be right. You know, it's important to not overspend. We spent beyond our means expecting to get, I guess, a good return in the end, and we didn't.
Yeah, even when we sold it. Anyway, this is something that we're going to talk about later.
I know, we're sort of rambling now, but it's just important, I think, for people to know.
Yeah. We're
going to be next year talking about more of what you can do.
And what you can do, affordability.
Yep, your affordability of what you can do. And it's...
Because we actually want to show you how you can travel Australia and afford it.
And do holidays.
And there are ways that you can do it.
Yeah. You don't have to wait to have 6 months off or 12 months off.
No.
Get out there and do things, either a weekender or a day or an overnighter and things like that. They don't always have to have the caravan. We're going to introduce a few things where it's not just about caravanning. It's about life in general and getting out and enjoying it and doing things together as a family. I think it's super important.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a really great year, and I think we are going to take the channel down this path, and I think it's going to be awesome. But who knows where we'll be in a few years' time? But you know,
hopefully in Western Australia, laying on the beach at Exmouth.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I'd love to be there.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Hey, we hit the road to go to WA, and we've been on the road for so long, and we never made it to WA.
And that's another story, and a lot of you don't actually understand why that was the case. A lot of people say, "Why didn't you ever go to
we'll explain all that in another vid.
Yeah, that'll be another video.
But I'm just saying, that's where I'd like to be in 3 years. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my dear, 2025, it's a wrap.
Yeah, we're done, 2025. We don't have anything super exciting to share in regards to videoing, but we're going to throw some things up now.
Oh, yeah.
And
we've got a little bit of Rainbow Beach footage that didn't make the cut from last week.
Yeah, that was really cool. We found a really cool creek that we might chuck that up.
Searys
Creek.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. But yeah, there'll be a couple of things, but we might just throw a few more vids up there of what we've got, or photos of like our house build, or just some random things that we've done throughout the year. We don't have a lot, but that was the point of this video, to hope everyone had a really awesome Christmas, and I guess we're going to be wrapping it up and seeing everyone in the new year. 2025
was a year of consolidation, but also a year of new avenues. I think it was really cool. It was a good year for us.
It was a good year, but a long year, I think. We just had so many... It was like a roller coaster this year for me. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of glad that I'm getting off it. The roller coaster's done.
Mate, you'll never get off the roller coaster.
No, this one I'm definitely getting off. So I'm done. I'm done with this roller coaster. 2025, I'm so done. I'm counting down the days.
Yeah, right.
Because next year we've got a lot more really awesome stuff coming. So
Well, we do, and I think it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And there'll be a lot more social media. I think we're going to be concentrating on a lot of that. We're really going to get the Instagram working again, and
I'm
YouTube
even going to
Shorts.
learn how to use some social media. I'm even learning at the moment how to do Instagram
We're going to be,
again.
hopefully, you guys will bring you more into our lives, I think, which I think would be great.
So you'll see more of our sort of, day-to-day or week-to-week sort of scenarios, and we'll just take you guys along with us a little bit more.
And our decision-making and where we want to go and what we want to do. And I know that where we think we'll be, it's interesting. We should look at this next year, where we think we were heading, and actually have a look at where we actually headed. So I'm sure there'll be a couple of right-hand turns and left-hand turns and roundabouts. But hopefully this time next year when we sit down, we'll be able to say, well, that was an interesting turn of events. And hopefully we'll be able to laugh at it.
I was going to say, hopefully we're in Tasmania this time next year, if all goes to plan.
Well,
that's the plan.
It'll be interesting. We'll see where we're at, mate.
Yeah.
That'll be one thing that you'll say, and we'll see where we're at. I'd love to go back there.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a matter of, okay, how is it all going to work? And
it's also the kids. We had an early Christmas this year, as you guys know, because I put a post up on Facebook. And it was awesome to have it done early, no stressing about shops not being open tomorrow, because we actually had it was just like a normal day. It actually went really well. We did all present opening and everything. It was like a full Christmas day, but we had it on the 14th of December instead.
It was actually something that was pretty cool. I would do that again.
Yeah,
then on Christmas Day, when Christmas Day came along, it was just you and me and Riley, and it was like...
It was a bit lonely.
It feels like a normal day.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of was a little bit... I think my sister had a little get-together with her other partner's family, but at their house, and then my mum and brother were also there. And, of course, we were invited to go, but we at the time said, look, we don't know what we're doing. We're keeping Christmas Day open because we just didn't know if we're going to still be here, if we're going to be already leaving for the next destination. Anyway, we ended up being still home, but obviously didn't want to go and crash the Christmas party. Lunch, so we went after for dessert.
You just crashed the Christmas Day dessert.
We just crashed and it was good dessert. I paid for it the next day, but it was so good. But I think I missed actually having that family interaction, actually being there, knowing that we were here and they were just literally 10 minutes away. I kind of felt like I kind of missed it a bit. I had a bit of an emotional Christmas, I think, knowing that it's different now with the kids all grown. You know, I miss all that little kid stuff that...
Well, hopefully when we get the grandkids, not that there's any planned now.
There's no grandkids planned. The kids are getting their heads in doing other things.
But have children anytime soon.
Well, I would hope not.
But we do have 2 other kids.
Yeah, we've got the 2 older kids.
But hopefully one day when we get the grandkids, things will change.
Yeah, because Christmas
we do
is
miss
a big
having
deal.
them around.
I didn't really...
They were here, I guess, on the 14th. It was nice.
It was nice to have everyone here, like your side of the family, some of my side of the family.
We had 18 people.
We had 19, actually.
19?
There was 19 people here.
Really?
And it was good, though, because I think we let some people in and we had traffic and we're standing there and I was just like, we've got traffic in the hallway in our house. I need to get back to the kitchen. And it was nice to have the house full of people because we are very family orientated and it's very important to us. So it was nice to have a big Christmas lunch and everyone there and the desserts and all overeat and have fun. So
all right, so next week we're going to do another one of these videos, but we're going to talk about a lot of the travels that we've done in the past and bring in a whole lot of footage that we've found and footage that never made the cut and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we're getting all that kind of footage together.
Talk about our old rig, even before we had the Sunseeker and the Ram.
But we are going to share some of our top spots.
Yeah, we are. And
there's so many. I don't know how we're going to do it. We're going to try and cull it down to maybe our top 50. Yeah. I'm joking. Yeah. Maybe not that many, but, there is so many. We were looking at them yesterday and it was a struggle going. I said, I remember that. It was so cool. We started, I know you mentioned it, but we started looking at these videos and then we just couldn't stop. This is so good. I got no work done. Nothing. I came in to do some work on the computer and I turned it on and that's as far as I got. And then I just kept looking over at Tim. Yeah, this is a distraction with us being in the same office. You see, we're right next to each other and he's working and he starts putting up videos and I get distracted because I'm like, where was that? And then I get stuck and then I have to ask him all these questions on things I'm doing.
All right.
So,
my dear, that's next week.
yes.
And we head off next week for our next leg of our trip.
Yes. We don't even know where we're going. Like the first little few days.
Oh, no, we don't.
The first few days we're still trying to figure out.
We know the general direction we're heading, but
Yeah.
we don't really know when we're leaving, and we don't know the whole itinerary. Which is the way we used to travel.
That's how we used to travel. I think that's why we've done it on purpose.
We used to travel that way a lot.
Do we stay home for New Year's or do we hit the road and get amongst it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, we have to decide that.
Let's see how we go over the next few days.
All right, my dear.
All right.
Thank you for today.
That's great. And we'll see you guys.
We'll see you guys
next week.
next week. Yeah.
All right. We need to go.
That's a wrap.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay, so it is very, very hot here today. I think it's
Gross hot.
days like today that we think, why did we not stay in Tasmania?
We would have been there. We actually tried to get on a ferry there for this Christmas, didn't we? But there was absolutely nothing left.
If we were in Tasmania right now, it'd be snowing.
Well, we'd be playing in the snow, making snowmen.
That's right.
Right
in
now,
December.
that would be the best feeling ever because I am like melting here.
It's very hot. I'm not sure if it's because, we're just getting old and we're just more susceptible to the heat. I think that's probably the reason.
I'm old and menopausal. I'm hot.
Okay, there's too
All the
much
time.
information. Anyway, talking about this road heading out of Rainbow Beach.
Well, this part's the nicer bit.
Yeah, right.
Even though it's bumpy, it gets worse further up.
Yeah, well. Anyway, we aren't actually leaving today, but we're going to a place called Searys Creek. Searys Creek.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Searys Creek.
So Justine saw this on the Gympie Muster Facebook site. I don't know what she was doing on that Facebook page, but ananyway,
I don't know
she
if it was
finds
that
these
one.
things.
I just find random things because, it's always listening to what we talk about. And I was talking about something, and then that popped up on somebody else who must be up here. I don't know who it was. I think it was the people of Pomona Facebook page or something. I don't know. And they must be up here holidaying as well, and they were just doing a little thing on there. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Right.
So I thought I might go and check it out because I think I've seen the sign every time we pass it, but we've never been. Dogs can't go, it's a national park, but they're at home, they're in the caravan, snuggled up on the bed, I would assume, thanks to Tim.
So I think the first thing that we need to do is we need to buy another one of those things for the window for this thing.
See, now it's getting bumpier.
Yeah, it's getting very
You just got to learn how to hold it really, really still.
Yeah, well, it's a bit hard when
It's like a milkshake. This is like what the ocean was like yesterday when we were swimming. I had to get out, it was too rough.
Anyway, so that's the first thing we got to buy before you go away in the next week
Anyway,
or so.
that was totally irrelevant to what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
I know, but
So
it's relevant to me.
the dogs are in the caravan, in the aircon, they've had a run, toilet breaks, everything like that, they're exhausted, so we thought we'd take the opportunity, because this is only, I think, 10 minutes up the road from where we're staying at the caravan park, so they're passed out, they'll sleep now for the next couple of hours if we wanted them to. We won't be that long, but we just thought we'd take the opportunity while we can.
Yeah, and if this is nice, then I might come back here tonight and take some photos.
Yes.
I wonder how the sandfly situation would be up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure I have much left on my body for them to eat, so I think I should be right.
All right, well, we will...
Not hold it on the car, because that makes it worse.
Anyway.
How about we let you guys go and not enjoy this bumpy ride with us?
Yeah,
and we'll see you when we get to Searys Creek.
You ready?
Here I was thinking that it's like Sunday and in the middle of the day everyone would be sort of not here, but it's like choppers.
Well, to be fair, there's only car spots for
Well, you know what?
for
It
8
must
cars.
be good then.
10 cars.
There's also toilets and stuff here. Well, they're all parked out in the street.
Well, that's true.
We got lucky. Someone literally pulled out as we pulled in. This is really cool. We get to go swimming with the fish. Little Creek has 2 little areas that we found. This is the big area, which is walk to. We come down from the car park. We went to like a little one. There's heaps of little kitties in there with their little tubes. But I reckon if we go to our tube next time, the catfish just ran into a big eel. I'm definitely going in. The water is crystal clear. It's beautiful. We have been told it's absolutely freezing though, so because it's all natural. Riley's getting all adventurous and he thinks he's going to make it all up to the tunnel. He wants me to go and I'm like, nah. there's no way I'm going bush bashing or trying to get up there. There's so many rocks and stuff in that small area. But it's a beautiful day. I'll tell you what, even though the water's freezing, I would definitely be getting fully in because it's so hot.
Sun's going down.
It is. We thought we'd share. Look at my hair bobbing around in the back. I just chucked it up. It was great.
Look like pebbles from
the Flintstones. Anyway, it's comfy. It's off my face. It's nightly routine. So dog biscuits first because they need to soak before the doggies can eat them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot different.
In what way?
In this caravan, because you've got to pre-plan a little bit more because it's a smaller stove space. So I think I just gave the dog too much.
Well,
Anyway.
see, the dogs aren't going anywhere now, even though you got them tied up. But they won't go anywhere now that you're getting dinner ready.
No.
So how's it all going? How's the stove going?
Great.
Yeah.
So this is like my zone. Everyone stays out of my way now. So the reason why I was saying it's like you got to be onto it because we soak our dog biscuits. Whenever they have their dinner, they get their biscuits soaked. So you know, you sort of fit 2 pans on here at the same time. And then I also forgot to bring a kettle and a toaster again. So we have to boil the water. So I've got to boil the water enough for me to have a cup of tea and enough for the dog's water to be soaking their biscuits. And then I get to start dinner.
Right.
So it's great though because it's all out here. So this is nightly routine every night.
How are you enjoying the van?
Awesome.
Yay.
How are you enjoying the van? Why are you behind the camera? You should be over here with me and helping me and
Oh, you know,
getting excited.
I am excited. It's been a long day today.
Well,
My
I've been
eyes
in the same day and it's long, but
My eyes are looking a bit tired.
even though we're at a caravan park, we still are in that same like water, save your water scenario. You don't just show everyone the dirty sink water. That's our breakfast and lunch water.
That's foul,
But
though. That's
yeah,
gross.
but we've cleaned. I wipe all the plates and everything before I actually wash them, so it's not like it's feral water. But I don't know. We're still water conscious. We always have been, and even more so now that we live on acreage with tanks. I don't know. We're just. It's a good thing. I think it's a good habit, regardless. We're on water.
Very good.
You're in my way. I need to get to the stove.
Well. So what's for dinner?
What are you making me?
Chicken burgers?
Yes, chicken burgers is on
When
the
in
menu.
doubt, do chicken burgers.
I know. We always have chicken because, well, last night we didn't even want anything, did we? We had a big lunch and we came home and then we were doing work and stuff, and then we said to Riley, like, I think you said, "Oh, what's for dinner?" And I'm like, I don't want any. And then he's like, I don't want any either. And I'm like, well, we have to feed our son because he's a teenager and he could probably eat all our meals. So he was actually so good. He goes, I'm just happy with bacon and egg sandwich.
He's
and
a
I'm
good
like,
boy.
Okay. And I was like, you sure? And then I felt really bad. I'm like, he hated it. And I'm like, you sure you don't want something else? You sure you're not still hungry? I think I was driving him mad by the end of the night. He's just like, Mum, I'm fine.
So
But
Rainbow
anyway.
Beach as a 48-hour getaway?
Yes.
What do you reckon?
It needs to be longer sometimes, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
But
very tired, but
it can be done.
even we had a storm
There's
the
so
first
much to
night
do.
and it still doesn't even phase us.
No.
It's like, well, I was awake because of the dogs, but
I wasn't.
Tim and Riley slept through the whole thing. It
Yeah,
was
I
just
was
insane.
actually sound asleep until Justine woke me.
Well, do you know what? I actually screenshotted the storm at 10 to 2 in the morning because we had rumbling storms all night. And it was the biggest clap of thunder I have ever heard. I was expecting trees to be down somewhere because it was so loud. So I grabbed Tim's leg to wake him up because it was scared me so much. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, didn't you hear that? He's like, what? Hear what? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Meanwhile, Riley's still snoring in bed, hasn't even woken up. The dogs are trying to knock me down because they heard it. Anyway, and then Tim just like goes back to bed and falls back asleep. Well, and we're just like, why did you wake me up? I'm like, because your wife was scared of the big thunderclap, and then you just like left me as a loner. So I went and sat between the dogs on the bottom bunk for like half an hour to calm them down and myself. So it worked. It was very therapeutic.
Right, well, we'll come back when you're cooking dinner.
Yeah, you don't have to be that close.
Or maybe,
why do you
is it?
just like being so
Or
close?
am I cooking dinner? I got some work to do.
No, I think I'll cook because you make such a mess. I don't feel like cleaning up more mess. I've just
Not too sure how to respond to that one.
Just because.
Other than not responding at all.
Just be silent, and we'll be back with cooking chicken burgers.
I don't always make a mess, you know.
Sure, I know I'm not going to say anything to that either. I'm just.
But you know, like, I just want to quickly go around the van.
Where are you going?
I just want to.
The van's probably like a mess. The little Snowy.
That's a pretty picture.
What, the van?
No,
Or
you,
me?
baby.
Oh, thanks, baby.
Look, the sun's
I know
going
you're
down.
talking about the van. It's all right.
Look at that. That's actually really pretty. Just going to get my big camera.
No, see, now you're going to get distracted because now you're like, oh, that's a pretty sunset. Oh, we know what? We should probably go and do this, this, and this. And then you're going to get totally sidetracked. And then you're going to come back to me and go, oh, I don't know why I did that because I have so much work to do. And now I'm going to be up all night doing work.
No, I won't be.
There's no sunset photography tonight.
Oh, I don't know about
It's
that.
family night.
Oh, really?
Yes, with chicken burgers.
Okay. All right. Ciao. See you soon.
So you can like talk to the people too, you know, you don't just have to keep videoing me
I don't really know what to say.
getting dinner. Tell them how awesome you are.
Well, I've just had some yummy cheese and dickies inside.
Oh, I'm sure everyone's thrilled that you've had yummy chicken. This looks a bit funky. I hope it's okay.
Yo.
If this is like, what's the date today? Is it all right? It looks weird.
Has it been frozen?
No,
That's not. Well, it goes off on Christmas Day.
this could be an absolute disaster. Yeah, but it's Aldi chicken, and you got to be like on it. I like Aldi. Don't shush. Aldi's like really good, but sometimes it's not. So, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. It smells a bit weird.
No, it's all right.
No, smell it.
No, it's good.
Smell it.
It's good. It's good.
I wish you guys had smeller cam because I don't really know.
It's fun. We're good to go.
All right, well, if I get food poisoning, it's on you.
Yeah.
So I usually cut all the fat off because I can't stand it,
I
but
don't. I just chuck it
Tim
on.
just chucks it in. So I'm actually just going to do a Tim tonight, and we're just going to, it's going straight in.
Really?
Oh, I need to turn it on again now because I turned it off because you weren't ready for me.
No.
But
I'm always ready for you, baby.
chicken burgers are like the best. Right, you can cut.
Take a long time to cook on that thing at the moment, babe.
Oh my gosh. How much chicken are you having? Are you hungry tonight or not? That's gross. It's so much nicer with all the fat taken off it.
Well, what do you think of Rainbow Beach, buddy?
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, hey.
He was just.
Melly, what do you think of Rainbow Beach?
She's tired. Oh, Bobby.
Oh,
She
that was gross.
She gave the camera a kiss. She's not. She's full of love.
Yeah.
Soaky pokes. She's like an old woman. Well,
All right. Well, we're good.
'Cause I found